We did.
Good morning, Middle School South. I'm Miss Murdoch.
I'm Mr. Bonnet, and this is your Roar Report.
Today is Tuesday. We're super excited. Our first day of the hybrid students in the building. Sorry I call you hybrid students, but it's kind of what you are. Today, our gold group should be in the building, and tomorrow, our blue group. So blue, you should have work from teachers today, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Welcome to a 9-period schedule, everybody.
I know, every day, all day.
So taking a look, we don't have any sports announcements for you, but I do have another cool way to get involved here at South. Mrs. Grubb is running our second spelling bee meeting, and it's going to be tomorrow after school at 4:30. Email Miss Grubb if you have any questions, and I know that a few weeks ago when she was on the Roar Report, she put out a Google Classroom code to join, and that's where all that information is going to be. So email Miss Grubb if you want to join that Google Classroom or are interested in the spelling bee.
Sounds like a great plan.
So as you come in today, there's a few safety items we just want to remind everybody of.
You will be talked about in your classrooms, but they are important.
Yep, starting off with the stairwells. If you're new to South, you'll know that there are kind of 3 stairwells in the building, one on each side and then one right in the middle. Keep an eye out for signs that tell you which ones are up and which ones are down. Now, before school, we're going to open up the stairwells to both up and down before school. But once school starts, certain stairwells are only used for going down and certain ones are only used for going up.
And to be clear, the reason they're open is because you shouldn't be going up and down. When you get to school, you go directly to your homeroom. You don't go to lockers, so you're just going upstairs or you're staying on the first floor. So they shouldn't be up and down. Just go to where you need to be.
Absolutely.
Also, you're always going to need to walk on the right side of the hallways. There are arrows on the floor, and you need to keep moving. Unfortunately, you can't congregate and hang out with your friends, and it's kind of sad, but you got to get to where you're going all the time, and teachers are going to be reminding you, walk to the right and keep moving.
Absolutely. Another piece of that is going to be our bathrooms. If you guys are returning to South, you'll note that you just used to kind of hang your wooden pass outside the bathroom on that magnet and go in and do what you got to do. But now we are limiting the amount of students that can go into the restroom. So again, outside of each restroom, there's going to be a sign that tells you how many people can be in there.
And how do I know how many people are in there, Mr. Bonnet?
Well, we are changing from wooden passes that everyone gets to touch to just a sticky note pass that only you get to touch. And so when you get there, you'll just hang your pass on the same spot on the magnet on the wall, and you'll have to count passes. So if it says there's 3 people allowed in here and there's 2 passes there, you are golden to go.
If not,
to go in.
Yes.
Golden to go in.
Good clarification. If not, you stand on the dots that show you where you can stand until someone comes out of the restroom. It'll take a minute, but we will get used to it. The other thing and most important today are masks. Every day, all day, everywhere, except when you're eating in the cafeteria. And your teachers will work to have some mask breaks in your classroom. It has taken all of us a little bit of time to get used to wearing masks, but that's what needs to happen.
I think the big piece, guys, is the only reason that we can come back this way, the only reason we can be in the building is if we follow these rules. So we're going to go over a lot more in depth when you're in class today, and we'll talk to you in the cafeteria and stuff, but just those are the general heavy hitters.
In the cafeteria, 6th graders have seen it, but 8th, 7th, and 8th grade, you cannot come down and hang around in the cafeteria. You come down and sit where there is a dot. So it'll be good to be thinking about the person you want to sit across, because there are only 2 spots at the end of each table and you're across from someone with a divider. So pick that person and come and sit immediately in the cafeteria.
And unfortunately, we can't accommodate a group of 3. It's literally just partners.
Can't do it. So we'll talk about that today. So let's talk about something else.
Absolutely. So looking ahead, we have one birthday to celebrate today. Happy birthday to Carla Mendiola.
Happy birthday, Miss Carla.
Also happening on November 3rd throughout history, in 1964, Washington, D.C. residents cast their first ever presidential votes. In 2014, One World Trade Center officially opens on the site where the previous Twin Towers used to stand. In 1957, the Russians, or the Soviets, launched the first animal into space, a dog named Laika. And in 1998, the former professional wrestler and actor Jesse "The Body" Ventura is elected governor of Minnesota.
Which started a long trend of famous people becoming presidents.
Indeed. Do we have any words of wisdom?
We do. Today's words are about gratitude. Have you ever heard the story of the man with no shoes? He was feeling very sorry for himself, walking through the streets full of self-pity and anger. Life is so unfair. Why didn't he have shoes like everyone else? The man with no shoes came upon a man who was sitting on a blanket playing a flute. The music was so beautiful that it lifted the spirits of the man with no shoes, and he began to dance. "Come dance with me," said the man. He said to the man on the blanket. The man replied, "I can't. I have no feet." This brings me to an old Irish proverb: be happy with what you have, and you will have plenty to be happy about. So with something to think about today, be happy and make it a great day.
Welcome back to South.
I'm smelling